Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here. My WWE Raw review for tonight, Monday, February 2016. Now, when it comes to this Raw tonight, heading towards Fastlane, we had some matches added for Fastlane. Going to Raw, we only two matches made for Fastlane. We had a couple new matches added tonight for that pay per view, and a lot of building towards it too, including a heel turn tonight. But despite some things happening for Fastlane and some development. Tonight's Raw was kind of development for Fastlane. Some interesting things happened, like I said, besides the heel turn. But tonight was kind of an emotional Raw tonight. Because of, as you saw by my two shirts I have of him, tonight was, of course, the announcement of the retirement of Daniel Bryan. Whether or not you were a fan of his, because of the hype surrounding this whole yes thing, you cannot deny that D. Bryan, in my mind, was probably one of the most popular guys in the main roster. He's like one of the only guys that I knew that could get a reaction, a positive reaction from everybody. Cena and Reigns get mixed receptions when they come out. They get booed, some cheer him. Dan Bryan's the only guy that everybody cheers him. That nobody in their right mind would boo his ass. And, of course, we all know his story when he was in NXT, when NXT was a stupid reality show, not what it is today. And I didn't thought nothing of him. I saw him, and I know him from his. I didn't watch like Ring of Honor and stuff when he was Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon. And I remember he got fired at one point from WWE because he choked Justin Roberts in that famous NXT invasion when Nexus was formed. And then he came back and won U.S. Championship. And I remember he was U.S. champion, of course, when he was world champion. Team Hell No, I think that's what made him popular. Kind of what started his comedic time. He and Kane were an odd couple, but I liked Team Hell No. They were kind of crooked but fun. And that's what kind of got Daniel Bryan rolling with him becoming a big single star. Then boom. SummerSlam 2013 was when it all began. The yes thing. With really people getting behind them. I even had a yes sign when I went to Raw in 2012. Daniel Bryan was a bad guy. And he just lost to Sheamus in 16 seconds at WrestleMania 27. And people, I was sitting in to be like, he's a bad guy. But I liked him. I was one of D-By before everyone jumped on his bandwagon. Same with me and Punk. I was on a Punk bandwagon before the pipe bomb went around the world. I was in the D-By since WrestleMania 27, like really into him. And that's when Team Hell No happened. And you can comment all you want about his neck issues. That started at WrestleMania 30 when he won the world title. And he came back last year, but then he had to forfeit another title. And there was about a condition about his neck and all the damage that's been done to his neck because of wrestling. That's what happened to Edge. Edge retired because of neck problems. But there was rumors about Daniel Bryan leaving WWE. Maybe he can wrestle elsewhere, like New Japan or Ring of Honor. But tonight, apparently, Daniel Bryan's done not just with WWE, but done with the entire wrestling industry. Tonight, he ended Raw by coming out with a very emotional speech. Especially for Daniel Bryan to retire on his own terms. Don't cry for poor Daniel Bryan. The truth is, he'll never leave us. Sorry, I'm doing my own "Don't Cry for Me" Argentina moment. But to have him retire, they let him announce retirement in his home state of Washington. Classic move, because there was rumors he was going to Washington. Sparking rumors of a possible comeback. But then, boom, Twitter exploded when he announces retirement this afternoon. And very emotional speech, being grateful for the opportunities. He's not, he's sad and disappointed. But he's grateful and honored to have done the things he's done. To have achieved what he's achieved. For a short guy, he could have broke down barriers for guys like him to break through. That's why you see guys like Sami Zayn breaking through. And while some would say Punk would kind of influence that, but Punk was already in WWE by the time Daniel Bryan arrived. But Daniel Bryan really broke it down when it came to those barriers. For guys like Zayn and Rollins and Neville to really explore and really get pushed. And given a chance to shine. And Daniel Bryan, in his all too brief time in the WWE, only 6 years in the WWE, He's done a lot. He's got nothing to be ashamed of. His career may have ended on a bad note when it comes to him being injured and heartbreak, but it's not really heartbreak. It's more like he's ending on top. At least his last stint, wrestling-wise, he was a champion. An Intercontinental champion. I got to see him wrestle on SmackDown right before WrestleMania, so I get to see him wrestle. So, thank you, Daniel Bryan. Indeed, you will be remembered. Yes, 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 indeed. Now with the waterworks out of the way and the emotional stuff out of the way, let's get to the actual Wall show, shall we? We kick things off with the contract signing. Usually a contract signing would end Wall. But since we knew Daniel Bryan was retired tonight, it was like they cannot have any other way to end Wall but to have Daniel Bryan end Wall. Anything else but Daniel Bryan ending Wall would have been shocking. Although when Edge retired, he was at the end. And plus, Edge didn't really announce his retirement on the internet before because he announced it right on the air in front of everybody a couple weeks after WrestleMania. And it was in the middle of the show, too. It wasn't like the last hour. So then we would have the show with the contract signing kicking us off. Steven McMahon coming out, being interrupted. Even interrupting Paul Heyman when all three guys came out, caused the triple threat main event to determine the number one contender for the WWE Championship. Brock Lesnar, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns. The guy who was in Fastlane last year against Daniel Bryan for the same opportunity to wrestle the champion at WrestleMania. Back to D-Bryan. The only sad thing is we won't see D-Bryan Nakamura. But hey, things happen. Show must go on. When Edge retired, it was sad. It was sad to see him go because Edge was so awesome. But time goes on. We all go on. Like Punk said in his pipe bomb, you're just a little spoil on the, just a little spill on the wheel. You'll be replaced. That's what we'll do. Go on and shove Roman Reigns more down, shove him more down our throats. Because it feels like Reigns is gonna win at the Fastlane. I don't want to see Reigns or Triple H wrestle. They're heading in that predictable direction. But I'd rather see Ambrose and Triple H than seeing Lesnar and Triple H for the millionth time and suck the place out. Or see Reigns get pushed and no one wants him to succeed. People wanted D-Bryan to succeed, but not Woman. So we had a contract signing. They signed quickly. And Ambrose won a revenge on Lesnar because Lesnar had fired him last week at the end of Raw. So the beatdown was on. Ambrose went straight at Lesnar's face. And then Lesnar beat him up and threw the table at Roman Reigns and F5'd Ambrose again. So, in Ambrose, I like the whole Ambrose-Lesnar thing because you saw that last week at the beginning of Raw when Ambrose went into Lesnar's face saying, "Take me to Suplex City. Take me there." We didn't go to Suplex City. We went to F5 City. Not just once tonight, but later on too, because Ambrose would call out Lesnar again. And using anatomy jokes that are better than Roman's anatomy jokes. Saying, Lesnar going soft and using ball jokes. Then he came out and beat up. And it was kind of an interesting segment when he came out for the second thing. He just beat up Ambrose, and Ambrose just kept coming at him. Despite the punishment and getting another F5, Ambrose kept right at him. And despite him not wanting Reigns to get involved, he kind of did after Ambrose got back up after the F5 and said, "Come on, Brock, here comes Reigns." Coming down the ramp, not through the crowd. With Lesnar distracted, Lobo from Ambrose got the last laugh. I expect hell to pay, because I bet you all three of you guys will be at Raw next week. Because it is the Raw before Fastlane. I expect an intense Raw before Fastlane. But then after that situation with Lesnar, Ambrose, and Reigns, that would scatter through the evening, we will go on to our first matchup. KO Kevin Owens against Dolph Ziggler, a rematch from last week, since Dolph Ziggler won last week. I'm not going to see a KO AJ feud, but I think AJ and Jericho's now a feud. And I think these two are having a steady feud. Owens and Ziggler, they had a little feud over the IC Championship a few months ago now. Owens looking like a badass. More after losing it. And now he's got this Dolph Ziggler feud. And they had a great match on Raw last week. And this match, again, was really good. Really fun match again, these two guys. Like, some feuds get tiring, but I don't mind these guys wrestling every week. I don't mind it. Because these two guys, I'll never get sick of wrestling each other because they put on another great wrestling matchup. I beat the end was kind of interesting. So very fun matchup between both these guys. Very entertaining matchup with both these. Owens going for the he went for the cannonball a couple times, and also the Papa Power Bomb. There was a cool spots, including Ziggler nailing the famous there on the middle rope on the apron. That was kind of a cool spot in that match. And there was some nasty kicks and nasty moves. And like I said, that was like the best spot. One of the best spots was the famous off the apron. That was a fun spot. They both got back in the ring. They were brawling on the outside. I thought it was going to be a double count out, but they both got in just at the nick of time. And then Ambrose's rival, Owens, would nail Ziggler to going for the cannonball, but then Ziggler rolled out of it. Pinned Owens with a roll up. Feet on the rope. 1-2-3 victory for Dolph Ziggler with a little cheating with his foot on the rope. But it's only cheating if you get caught. So there you go. Very fun match, and it looks like we may be seeing this feud continue on towards Fastlane. Because, Owens lost twice to Ziggler. He lost last week on Raw and this week on Raw. So, revenge is on the mind of KO for sure. So now, on to the next affair. Alicia Fox against Charlotte. Now, Charlotte will be defending the Divas Championship against Brie Bella at Fastlane. I call it sympathy because Brie, of course, as you know, did pin Charlotte last week in an non-title match with a little inadvertent help from Ric Flair, distraction backfiring on Charlotte, and Brie capitalizing on it. That miscommunication. And Brie, like I said, is getting some sympathy because of her sister being hurt and, of course, her husband retiring. But in the long term, we're heading towards Sasha Charlotte. But it could be Becky getting involved too. Because as much as I would love to see, and I've been begging to see a Charlotte-Sasha one-on-one match, especially at Mania, if they do decide to make the main event for women at Mania, like the main women's match of Mania, a triple threat between Sasha and Charlotte and Becky, I would not mind that. Because I like Becky too. And she's getting a little rub on too. So there you go. Either match would be fine with me. If it's one-on-one or triple threat, I don't mind it at Mania. As long as it doesn't involve Brie. Brie could have an okay showing at Mania, because Nikki's a better wrestler, though. But Brie's sympathy because she's Daniel Bryan's wife. Very emotional night for my partner Foxy. Was taking on Charlotte. Decent little Divas match. It was fun. Like, Alicia Fox is not the best wrestler in the world. At least she's better than most of the Divas on Total Divas, unless you're Paige. And Natalia, who need to be pushed a little bit more. Maybe after Mania. But still, despite Foxy's best efforts and big moves, some big offensive furies, but then boom, Charlotte coming to big moves, big neck breaker moves, and of course the spear leading towards the figure eight, and Foxy tapping out, and Charlotte in the victory. Getting a little momentum towards her match against Brie at the Fastlane. So now on to the Miz TV / highlight wheel. That's the best thing Jericho's done, talking-wise, since he's came back with the whole Miz TV thing. Even though Miz is kind of in the twilight of his career, not getting pushed a lot when it comes to like big storylines. Miz, whether you love him or hate him, it does do his job properly when it comes to like welcoming people, like especially his Miz TV with AJ Styles. Not letting him talk because AJ's a great wrestler, not the best mic guy. So Miz did all the talking and did a really good job of that last week. And the interaction of playing off Jericho tonight was really good tonight. With turning from Miz TV to the highlight reel. And that was a fun little segment. Of course, both these guys have their issues with AJ Styles. Miz lost to AJ on SmackDown, and AJ would take on Jericho again. I'd love to be on Fastlane, but on SmackDown. Maybe there will be a screwy ending with a purpose on SmackDown to suffice a match at Fastlane between these two guys. So there's Miz and Jericho will club about both guys getting one-upped by AJ and getting outshone by AJ. Here comes AJ to beat up on either one of these guys. Then Jericho got cheap shot by Miz, and AJ beat up Miz. He kind of teamed up with Jericho. But then Jericho and AJ kind of eyed each other. And then they brawled. They brawled a bit after taking Miz out of the equation. But Miz got back in as Jericho and Styles was going to blow. And then Miz got beat up again, but then Jericho walked out after taking Miz out again. So Jericho didn't get some little bad blood. Because I like Jericho as either face or heel. It looks like heel because of the way he shook his hand 2 weeks ago after the match. So we could be seeing Jericho heel tone. But that's not the heel tone I was referring to when it comes to we saw a heel tone tonight. That'll be later on in the evening. Now on to our next scenario. Ryback against Bray Wyatt, who we turned on Wall this week after his grandfather was in the hospital last week. That's why we didn't see Bray or Bo. And this match was like, what's next for Wyatt, really? Like, what is the next major thing? Besides probably Brock Lesnar. You know, after what happened at Royal Rumble, maybe they're not pursuing Brock right now because Brock's focusing more on the Fastlane match. Because we could see possibly Wyatt's getting involved in the Fastlane match to set up a possible Bray Wyatt Brock Lesnar match. I would love to see Owens and Lesnar. But hey, Wyatt Lesnar would be interesting. As long as Wyatt is not a foil. I've always said that. When it comes to Bray Wyatt and his major feuds. Like he's heading towards a major feud, but he's not a major player. He doesn't win the major feud matches. He loses because he's a foil. Like the Taker, I've said this a couple times talking about his feuds. King and Taker, he was a foil. Ambrose and Reigns rival, he was a foil. Just to get thwarted by the good guys. Just a goon to get squashed by a hero. But the hero needs to win sometimes. Even against good guy goons like Ryback, who probably did feel some emotion because he was a Nexus with Bryan during NXT first season. He was a tough enough too, but more than tough. So with all the Wyatt members in the corner, Bray Wyatt just annihilated Ryback despite Ryback's big effort to talk over his big moves. Defeat me more. Got Sister Abigail. 1-2-3 victory for Bray Wyatt, and the beatdown would begin on Ryback. You saw how they beat up on Big Show last week, and once again they did a 4-on-1 attack on Ryback after the match. So there you go. I kind of fell asleep in this match because it was kind of a nothing match. Things up. Next up, we have Titus O'Neil. The Florida Gator. Taking on the Social Jobs. I mean, not really jump quick because at least they won. Social Outcast member, Animals. I kind of like the Social Outcasts. They're kind of a fun team. You know, at least they finally got a win with Animals getting victory. Because I thought Titus O'Neil was just beating the shit out of Animals. He was tossing him like a rag doll. You know, just beating him up and nailing him down. And even Animals was pulled out at one point by the Outcasts members. Axel, Heath Slater, and Bo. I'm going to Raw and I'm aping a Social Outcast line when Raw's in Detroit in about 2 weeks, the day after Fastlane. So, but with the distractions from the Outcast, especially Heath Slater taking one for the team, getting punched by Titus when he got up on the apron, Adam would capitalize on it by rolling up Titus and getting the victory. So let's get to go and see Social Outcast get a win for once. With help from his friend. You know, the distraction paid off. Rip Will's winning. So they're a fun team. They have good interactions, especially 2 weeks ago. Brought the whole Bo out of thing. That could have been corny as hell. But that was a fun segment with Bo Dallas and the rap battle with Flowwater. It's like the 3-man band, but it's kind of more funnier. So there you go. So now on to our next scenario. Like I said, after this, that was when the Ambrose Lesnar thing happened. I explained that a little earlier. So our next matchup would be a tag team affair. Lucha Dragon Sin Cara would be back after a shoulder injury last month in a match against Big E. Oh God, He nasty fell on his shoulder. He fell again through the ropes, but he landed better than he did on the outside than he did when he took on Big E and hurt his shoulder. He took on with his partner, U.S. Champion Kalisto, put the wheel in Rusev. Okay, little tag team affair. With Sakura basically isolated for the majority of the matchup. By Rusev just dominating with being annoyed, but the We Want Lana chance. Still want Lana more than Rusev. Because she's hot. I've always been a fan of hers. Ever since Rusev debuted in 2014. You know, the whole Lana thing. Too bad they're getting punched because of their engagement and being portrayed as a slut on TV, especially with the whole whack thing 2 weeks ago. Anyway, these are a little tag affair. So call it a hot tag to Kalisto at one point. Kalisto came like a house fire, especially brawling with Del Rio. Going for big moves, big splashes, even set up for a Slider Del Sol at one point. It was Sin Cara taken out by Rusev. That's when he went through the ropes and got rolled on his shoulder, but at least he landed better than he did when he did that spot against Big E. That's when he got injured. But with his dungeon from Barrett, Del Rio would capitalize with a big kick, setting up for the trio of wall, the knee stomp on Kalisto, and the 1-2-3 victory for Del Rio, pinning the U.S. champion, and a little momentum as he would take on Kalisto at the Fastlane pay-per-view for the U.S. championship again. I've said it last week when this match was first announced. I was like, Kalisto Del Rio again? Kalisto is to fight other people for the U.S. championship, not fucking Del Rio again. But, hey, Del Rio's going to milk every feud, even if you don't want to see it. So then on to, speaking of Fastlane, we got a match made after last week's Raw with Tamina and Naomi turning on Sasha Banks. So we have a tag team affair. We thought we may see a Sasha Banks Becky Lynch match one-on-one and maybe set up a number one contenders thing that could end with a screwy ending to get both a shot against Charlotte if they're going for the triple threat route at WrestleMania. But it's a tag team affair at Fastlane with Becky and Sasha would team up against Tamina and Naomi. But today it was one-on-one. With Sasha at ringside, Tamina would be taking on Becky Lynch. But Sasha was on commentary and Naomi was in the corner of Tamina. Of course. Of course! So it was an okay little match. Tamina's limited in the ring. You know, even though she is the daughter of Jimmy Snuka, she's just a brawler and just a beatdown artist. She really beat down Becky, grounding her, especially because Becky's big in the flying game. And submission game, too. You know, she's great in submission and aerial tactics. So despite Becky's best efforts to get in the game, Tamina's strength and just pure Samoan power got in the way and really outpowered Becky despite every effort. With Sasha getting into it, Sasha was of course the commentary. She got involved with Naomi at ringside. She and Naomi got into a brawl. And Becky, one to help her partner at Fastlane, she took out Naomi. But then Tamina would come in and beat up on... I don't think Tamina got involved though. I think because if Becky would have got involved with... Tamina would have got involved with Sasha, it would have been like a DQ. But then after taking out Naomi and saving her partner Sasha, Becky would pay for it with Tamina capitalizing on that distraction with a big super kick and a 1-2-3 victory for Tamina. So there you go. A little momentum for these two as they head towards the tag team affair. Now on to a main event match, the last match before the whole Daniel Bryan retirement speech. An 8-man, it was supposed to be New Day against Usos. Then it turned into an 8-man when the Dudley Boys got involved because Dudley's were like, you can't have a tables match without us. Because it's our match. You know, come on, we don't want to be left out of it. That could have been a sign for what was to come. As these four team up in an 8-man tables match against the New Day and their reluctant partner, Mark Henry, who would walk out of this match after being told what to do by New Day, despite being called the world's strongest unicorn. That was kind of funny. But I was like, Mark Henry's a babyface. So it's kind of interesting to him to team up with New Day, who's heel. So then, after Mark Henry got walked out of the match, New Day would be out, and New Day had some momentum, especially with the numbers game, kind of in their favor with Mark Henry, especially the big strength. It made a crowd of the Dudleys and the Usos to begin the match, an okay little tables match. They got silly after Mark Henry walked out. Then the good guys took it off. Despite New Day's best efforts, especially with Big Billy Billy from Big E, with the Legend, with both Usos and Dudley Boys doing it on Xavier and Kofi. Then the tables would be brought out, and it was super kick. It was a super kick party, but not with the Young Bucks, but with the Usos super kicking everybody. But then Big E would take out one of the members of, I think Jay came off the rope. Jay came off the rope and did a big splash at the top rope onto one of the members of New Day. But then he landed gingerly on his leg. Storyline, well, I don't think it was a real injury. It was more like a storyline ankle injury. And Dudley Boys would deliver the victory with the 3D onto Big E. Yeah, he wasn't fucking Xavier for once taking the table spots. Because every time there was a Dudley Boys table spot, Xavier always took it. But today, Big E took the spot. So the Dudley Boys won victory with the Usos, despite Jay and his ankle injury. You know, it looked like they were going to celebrate. But then, the heel turn. Bang! Dudley Boy, nail Jimmy, nail Jay. 3D Jimmy through a table. And then nailing Jay with a powerbomb off the top rope through a table. Now, the other boys, ever since their feud with New Day, they're kind of being underused. Because they're legends, you know. They had a decent feud with New Day. But they got stuck in mid-call and matches with Ascension in their feud with the Wyatt family. Which was a fun feud, though. They did bring back Tommy Dreamer and Rhino at one point. So, Dudley Boys were kind of being... I even saw today on... I think Mick Foley or somebody said it. Dudley Boys were being underused. Well, guess what? Now, the heels, it could be interesting. It could be interesting if Dudley Boys are heels going against New Day, but it's actors again. This time, New Day has faces. But I don't think New Day should be faces. Even though they're getting great reaction, they're great heels. Because when they were faces the first time, it got them nowhere. That's what made them become heels, because they weren't good faces. They weren't good baby faces. That's when they had to turn heel. And it fucking worked. Because New Day Rocks. The interview with Michael Cole from last week. Oh my god, if you haven't seen that, that is a must-see. Funny as fuck. I would wear my New Day shirt, but wearing this an RMD by tonight. So there you go. Dudley Boys, turn heel. And I'm glad the Usos were out for a while because they've been feuding with New Day too much. You know, they're running on the tag teams on the main roster. Maybe that's why Enzo and Cass have been doing appearances with the main roster. Because the tag team division, for the most part, unless you get Golden Truth in there, teasing him again with the little funny spot with R-Truth at a museum with Jimmy Goldust. The rest of the division is mostly S-A-W. Oh, there you go. Yeah, the rest of the main tag team division is S-A-W-F-T. Soft. Post Ascension. Oh, there's that fucking coupon. It's like... Anyway. So there you go. Don't study over, see how they do as heels. Because it's the first time they've been heels in WWE since 2004. When they were with Paul Heyman, when they feuded with The Undertaker. When they kidnapped Paul Bearer. So see how that goes with their heel turn. And we're heading towards Fastlane. A lot of building tonight. A lot of development for Fastlane. See how it all ends up next week on the final wall before Fastlane. And with that, thank you for watching my wall review. And you've been attacked by the review and thoughts of me. The Attack. Zach. Been attacked by the review from Zach. Thank you so much. See ya. And in honor of the Bryan show and my review with this. Yes! 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 And thank you, Daniel Bryan. You shall be missed, my friend. Indeed.